Good afternoon, traders. Hopefully, everyone is having a good day today. We had the market indices a little mixed today. We had the Dow and the S&P up, while the Nasdaq was down. Now, before I get into the show, I really do want to thank all my subscribers. I really do appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. Now, if you're not a subscriber and you happen to be watching the show, go ahead and do so. I really do think you're going to get a lot of valuable information from my technical analysis. All right, guys, with that, as you know, if you watch the show, we do go over the SPY, that's the Spider ETF, and then we are going to go over the three stocks that I had recommended as potential buys today, and then we are going to go over four stocks that look technically good going into tomorrow. All right, guys, with that, let's go right into the SPY. All right, as you can see, guys, as you know, on Monday we made that 52-week high. We hit that upper Bollinger Band. Really didn't like the way we did close on Monday. But then again, I was actually really surprised that the market was pretty strong. We had gapped lower that day and then rallied really strongly, and then clearly just had sold off. And now the last couple of days we've gapped higher and closed lower. Now, again, the market looks a little tired. It looks like it wants to drift a little lower. So watch these key level guys. Watch this midpoint Bollinger Band. It looks like it really doesn't want to break down a little bit, but don't be too concerned. Again, remember, these pullbacks in the market are healthy, necessary parts of the market function. Okay, it gives buyers who missed out on certain rallies to get back in. Okay, so don't be too concerned until we see a major sell-off, and then that's when we have to really be worried about what's going on. Okay, again, clearly watch these key numbers. I try to give you stocks and setups that even if we do see a little bit of selling, that that these setups are going to still outperform the overall market, if you will. Okay, with that, this one, for example, I'm going to show you right now that I had recommended yesterday was TLRY. So if you remember from yesterday's show, I said, guys, it is imperative that we hold yesterday's low today, and that was because after that nice little gap on that merger news, we had started drifting lower. And we were at this inflection point where we were right there at that 10 SMA, and I thought that this would be the perfect spot for buyers, for technical traders to step in and buy, right? And that's exactly what they did. So now what, guys? Made a nice little move today, was up over $9, well over $9 today. So I do see a continuation of this uptrend now, right? We defended that 10 SMA. We're above that 50-day moving average, and that 50 is above that 200, guys. So again, if we can start getting above this value area high of 984 in the next maybe month or so, it's not going to happen all overnight, or it may will. I don't know. But once we start getting above that 984, we're going to start seeing this really nice uptrend in TLRY. Okay, guys? Again, if you can see, there's not much inventory or shares traded above this value area high, so there's going to be very little resistance pushing the stock price down once we can get above that value area high. Okay, TLRY. Hopefully you guys pick some up today. Okay, next stock that I had recommended was PLL. All right, so PLL had a beautiful day yesterday. It was up over 11%, and I did say be a buyer above $32. There was a little bit of resistance. Guys, we could not get above that $32. Once we couldn't get above that, hopefully on this little pullback, you were able to buy some. Again, if you were patient and you were able to buy it, great. If not, don't worry, guys. We're still in this really nice, the beginnings of an uptrend. That 10 just crossed that 50, and that 50 is above the 200. We're still above this point of control. That's that red line right there. So everything is still setting up real nicely. We can obviously, guys, go much lower. We could go all the way back down to this 10 SMA right here, which is 27.28. But if you're not in the name, maybe you could start taking a small position. If it starts taking out today's low out tomorrow, I would wait and see if you could get a little bit better trade location right in here, right around that 27.60 to 20, let's call it $28 range. Okay, that is PLL. All right, next stock that I had mentioned, to be a buyer above yesterday's high was RVP. Clearly, we did not get above yesterday's high. Still really like the chart. That 10 is looking great, pointing straight up. That 50 is pointing straight up, and that 200 is going straight up. We're above this value area high. I was patient, It looked like it didn't want to, participate in the overall market rally today, and that's fine by me. It wanted to sell. You know what? I'll wait for better trade location. Again, I'm going to be really patient. If I could get it as close to this 50-day moving average as possible, I'd be even happier. I think there'd be a lot of buyers stepping in there, but that's why I'm going to wait to see if today's low. If it holds, I'll be a buyer above today's high at 1174. I do have my alert set. I'll take a small position above that and then take a larger position once we get above 1244. And that's because if we could get above 1244, that'll be above yesterday's high, okay? And then that also means we'll also be above this 10 SMA right here, guys. So that means this uptrend is now back in form the way we'd like it to be, where price is above that 10, and the 10 and the 50 and the 200 are all aligned well. Okay, that is RVP. All right, guys. 3 stocks. Let's go 4 stocks today. 4 stocks that look really good going into tomorrow. First one that is one that I've played in the past. Now it's setting up nicely again. Was able to buy it at a nice price today. AQST, was really patient. Got shaken out of this name a few days ago, and then all of a sudden I saw it on my list. We started hitting this 50-day moving average, guys. So I bought in right here, right near the lows of the day, right around $6.30, and it had a nice, real nice move after we hit that low in that first hour. Going right near the highs of the day, right into the close. So again, for tomorrow, I'm looking for a breakout above today's high. That means that this little uptrend is continuing, and again, I would be a buyer above today's high tomorrow, and then clearly use this 50-day moving average that we've defended a few times right down here as my out. Okay, that is AQST. Second stock on the list that looks pretty good going into tomorrow, technically, again, is WWR. Had a really nice day yesterday. It looked like that day was going to continue early on, but it did sell throughout the day and closed near the lows of the day, right, guys? So let me zoom in here real quickly. But if you take a look, that 10 did cross that 50-day moving average, so that's a nice bullish sign since that 200-day moving average is right down here below us, okay, guys? So again, for tomorrow, if you want to see if today's low does hold, I would be a buyer of WWR and then use this 10 and 50-day moving average confluence of moving averages right there as my out at 508. I also want to bring this real quickly on that 513 EMA chart. If you take a look, guys, look where buyers stepped in, right at that 5 EMA intraday right there. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of support right there at that 528 area, let's call it the lows of the day. And then again, if that doesn't hold, there's going to be, again, another level of support basically right down there, right at that 10 and 50-day moving averages, which happen to be right there at 508. So those are 2 key levels to watch. Again, if you get in tomorrow into this name, use those 2 levels either to add or then to get stopped out at 508. That is WR. Any close below that, I would be out the name. Okay, that is WWR. This one I think is going a lot higher. Last stock on the list. That looks good. Sorry, we're going with 4 today. The next stock on the list is going to be LAKE. This is a company that does manufactures PPE. Don't think the COVID virus is going away anytime soon. They've had 3 unbelievable quarters. I think this is going to continue, and I think the market agrees with me. We're at near 52-week highs. We're above this value area high where there's very little inventory right above us, meaning there's not going to be too many shareholders who are stuck the name, willing to sell. Everyone's below us basically, so this should have a nice little tailwind going forward on this one. Okay, guys, that is LKE, looking to make 52-week high here next week at some time. All right, last stock on the list that looks pretty good setting up is CRM. This one is one that we've never played. Really like the setup going forward. Look, clearly after earnings, it gapped down. We've consolidated here for the last 10 to 15 trading days. And now, guys, we're now starting to trade right above this 10-day moving average. This 50-day moving average is going to start coming down. We're probably going to get right above that and start continuing this beautiful uptrend. You don't get too many opportunities to buy high-quality names, and I think this is one of those times where you can start taking a small position in CRM if you haven't done so already. Okay, you're buying a high quality company at a good discount right now. Okay, Again, if you take a look, that 5 EMA is right here, right near that 13 EMA. Hopefully, we could have a nice, strong day tomorrow. That would signify a move of that 5 above that 13 EMA, and then you'll see this uptrend continue, in my opinion. So if you do get in tomorrow, make sure today's low does hold. If it doesn't hold, guys, I would not be in the name. Be a buyer on strength, never on weakness, because if you start averaging down, that's a sure way to lose, okay? Remember that. So again, try to buy on some strength. Let's get this 5 EMA above that 13 EMA, guys, and then we'll get paid handsomely on this one, CRM. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon. My name is Eric, and you can reach me right by leaving a comment right down below, and I'll make sure to get right back to you. And guys, thank you so much for joining me. And if you like the show, please go ahead and like it. And if you're not a subscriber and you happen to be watching the show, go ahead and subscribe. I really do think you're going to get a lot of valuable information from my technical analysis. I do all the hard work. I run my scans. I tell you, when to get in, your stop outs, why we're getting in, why we're getting out. I think I provide a lot of valuable information for traders, and hopefully one day you learn from it and you can trade your own setups. That's essentially, or eventually, would be my end goal, that you guys do learn how to do this on your own. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this beautiful Wednesday. Again, my name is Eric. Have a great evening. We will see you after the close tomorrow, and remember, we do have a shortened trading day tomorrow, and then we'll have to call it a week. All right, guys, have a great night. See you tomorrow, and remember, trade smart and be safe.